Welcome back, Dallas Cowboy fans. You're watching another edition of the Cowboy Tweet Tracker TV program. My name is Paul, and I don't know about you, but I had a great week, and we're about to get into the latest and greatest Dallas Cowboy tweets. So here is the first tweet coming out from Gerald Sensabaugh. Says, another great team victory today. We need more of these. Other teams helped us out today. All the other teams in our division lost. And you know what? Come to think of it, that's kind of like a dang early Christmas present. When you get the Cowboys to win, the Eagles to lose, the Giants to lose, and the Redskins to lose, I mean, how much better can your weekend get than that? So a great tweet kicking it off there from Sensabaugh. Next one comes in from Jesse Holly after the game, who says, people always ask, quote, Jesse, why don't they give you chances on offense? I just say I'm so thankful and blessed for the ones that I get. And if you remember, Jesse had a big grab right in the first quarter. I think it was in the first series, went almost 20 yards, and he really helped this team get some momentum built. And you got to like that from a third-string guy who's always fighting to keep his spot in the roster and make a difference in the game. Now, of course, I thought this tweet was funny from Jesse. He does get a little nervous about his spot, I think, in the team, because he tweets, attention all NBA players. I feel you all pain and know what you're going through. And he's referring to, of course, the lockout that's going on. But don't try and come and play football in the NFL. Because you know LeBron James was tweeting for a while that he would like to try his hand in the NFL, and some other NBA players have kind of joked about that. But you know, Jesse's just trying to hang on to his roster spot. So the last thing he needs is additional world-class athletes coming in, competing for his job. DeMarcus Ware tweeted on Friday, which was Veterans Day, the number one veteran I know is my wife who served our country proudly. Thank you all for keeping us safe and free. Taniqua Ware, and that is his wife, and I thought that is very honorable for him to take that time to send a special shout out to his wife. He also tweeted and did a retweet. I guess the Dallas Cowboys tweeted this out, and DeMarcus retweeted this, which was, here's a photo from our first Google Plus Hangout with D. Ware. Click here to watch it. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Google Hangout is, if you go to Google Plus, there's an application on that called Hangout, which allows you to have a live video conference with up to 9 other people. And apparently the Dallas Cowboys are doing this in a promotional way. They're bringing different players in at different times throughout the year. And you can, if you're lucky enough, you can win a spot in this hangout and have the ability to chat face-to-face with your real players on the Dallas Cowboys. And so you can see here's a shot of DeMarcus Ware, and he's having a video conference right here with 9 other people, 9 other Cowboy fans. So very cool on that. Jason Hatcher was busy on his day off. Here the Dallas Cowboys tweeted this, and he retweeted it, which was doing work on and off the field. At Hatcher 97 serving meals today for an early Thanksgiving. And Jason follows us up with his own tweet, which says, very humbling experience today and makes you realize how blessed you are. That's why I don't like to hear people complain. And we have a picture of him here on the food line serving Salvation Army meals here. And I thought it was kind of funny because he's got his red hat and his red apron to match, so he's all color coordinated. But then if you look at this, he's on the food line, but you notice he has a beard and he has no mask or, what is that, guard to cover his beard. So probably a violation here, but we'll let him off the hook. And we also have a picture here of Jason Witten. I think about 5 or 6 different players participated in the Salvation Army food handout that they did, so that is good to see that. Frank Walker was participating in a different charity event. Abe Elam had a special fundraiser where you could buy a ticket for $100 and get to have a meal at a restaurant, and then the waiters for that meal would be various Dallas Cowboy players. And one of those players was Frank Walker. So he took a picture of himself before he went to the charity event, and here he is. Now 2 things. A, I know Frank is a fun-loving, nice, well-meaning guy, but dang, does he not look intimidating in this picture? He's got that scruffy beard, and then he's got a camouflage set of pants on and a camouflage hat. And of course, he never smiles for his pictures. I don't know if that's how he acts in person, but looks kind of like an intimidating dude. So he needs to understand you have a different look when you go into game time versus when you do a charity event, I think. But you got to give him credit for doing that, going out there and being a waiter. Now, here's another funny one. He says, now these are real Frank Walker fans. And he tweets a picture out of apparently 2 girls who are trying to replicate the Frank Walker beard. And, I started thinking about this and thinking, I've seen that hat and that beard look before. And I'm thinking, is he trying to be the African-American version of Brad Pitt? And so I pulled up a picture here. You got Brad Pitt in the right. You got Frank Walker in the left. I'm thinking all Frank Walker needs is a pair of glasses, and he's got the African-American Brad Pitt look going on. All right. Also at that event, that fundraiser that Abe Elam did, of course, there's Abe Elam on the left, Danny McCray in the middle, and then we got Bruce Carter on the end there. So all those guys serving as waiters. And I love how, again, Elam and McCray look real happy, and Carter looks like he's about to go into game time again. And Bruce Carter had some interesting tweets here. He said, during the week, he said, bowling with the homies, lost the first game, about to bounce back. And then, believe this or not, he says, just bowled a 200 and came out with 200. Haha. So I was like, wow, I didn't know we had some players in this team that could bowl, because, you know, everyone thinks that bowling is kind of an okey-doke sport, but in reality, it's pretty tough. And to bowl a 200 is pretty dang impressive. So I wonder what he and Tony Romo would do if they bowled against each other. Marty Dope says, can't wait, practice tomorrow. I'm a workaholic. All right, enough said in that one. Moving on, next tweet from quarterback Stephen McGee. He was on his day off, apparently out hunting, and he says some pigs make it back to town, and this one was real close. 300 bagged him. And then he put up a picture, and it's pretty crazy. It's a pretty big hog there that he got. And I wonder where he took this thing down. I wonder if it was in Texas or some other state. But, you know, we had a possum kill a few weeks ago, and now we have a hog kill. So interesting to see these Dallas Cowboys out there hunting in one way or another. Next tweet is from Terrence Newman. He had a pretty cool thing he did. I've seen Chad Ochocinco do this, and apparently Newman did it as well. He actually put a tweet out there that said, okay, first 10 people to tweet me back are invited to dinner tonight. It will be at 6 p.m. in Uptown. One rule, football will not be discussed. So he actually treated just 10 people at random of his Twitter followers that would come and meet him for dinner. And here is a picture of Newman and the group. And apparently it's pretty cool because the kid in the Dallas hockey jersey, actually it was his birthday. And so it looks like that crew had a good time there. And I think it's funny that Newman only had one rule. You can't talk about any football. So interesting to see what must have went on for dinner conversation. Now, fullback Tony Fiametta came out. There was an ESPN article, said that he is now a vegan, refuses to eat any kind of meat at all, which is pretty unusual for kind of big strapping football players not to want to get some of that red meat, some of that protein. But he puts out a tweet. This is the only tweet he had out the whole week. He said, just heard my favorite post-practice drink showed up at home, Zico chocolate. And I was thinking, wow, you know, this guy's supposed to be all Mr. Healthy. I wonder what kind of chocolate drink he's drinking. And here it is. It's Zico coconut water. 100% pure coconut water packed with potassium and other vitamins, etc. So, man, you know, this Fiametta guy, I don't know. I like his play, but gets me a little concerned about he might be a little bit over healthy. We don't want him to waste away here on the field. He needs to put some big holes open for DeMarcus Murray if we can. And, of course, on the other end of the spectrum, we have linebacker Alex Albright, who tweets out, Cinnamon Twists from Taco Bell have to be 95% air, but that is some delicious air. So I got to agree with him. If I have to go anywhere, I'm going to lunch with Alex Albright as opposed to our buddy there, Fiametta. And Teddy Williams, we're going into the final part of the show. Wanted to put some feel-good tweets out there, and I thought this was a nice one. Fast Teddy says, my little man is here, 8 pounds, 3 ounces, and 21 inches long with a full head of hair. God is good. So Teddy Williams just had a son born this week. And the funny part was Teddy was very excited because Teddy is a Q Dog, which is, of course, a very popular fraternity. And apparently his son was born on the 100th year anniversary of the Q Dog fraternity. So that was a big milestone for him. Of course, we had a lot of tweets about that, but we're asking Teddy, what is his son's name? So we're trying to get him to tweet that out. And our last feel-good tweet, we had a person who tweeted out, says, Philip Tanner, love your Twitter icon, good personality on and off the field. And so Philip Tanner retweeted this, and I kind of wondered, what is his Twitter icon? And it is actually him reading to children in a classroom here. And I thought that's pretty cool because a lot of guys with their Twitter profiles have them all tricked out, have all these graphics of them flying or diving or, you know, some special effects. And here Philip Tanner has got just a shot of him, trying to help out and do some community work. So I thought that was nice, thought that was positive, and that wraps it up for week number 11 of the Cowboy Tweet Tracker. Let's go Cowboys. Let's take out these Redskins in Washington, D.C., get some division wins, and tune in next week when we'll go over the latest Cowboy victory, cross our fingers, and all the tweets that happened during NFL week number 12. Hope you had a good week. Hope you have a good game this Sunday, and look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.